Lemmy allegedly promised a Baddies Gone Wild star that he would make her a star only if she gave him sex. Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, anything I say is alleged and in my very, very personal opinion. This for entertainment purposes only. None of this is personal. The Copyright Act of 1976 is in the description box. Some meat and potatoes, some housekeeping items. So, today we are talking Lemmy, aka the CEO of ZEUS Network, because we have another allegation that we have to get into, and this is in the New York Post. And because Lemmy is glued to his 10 phones, he also gave a response. But we're going to get into what has happened first. So it says the following. It says, Baddies Gone Wild star claims ZEUS Network CEO promised he'd make her a TV star in return for sex. Lawsuit. A cast member of the hit show Baddies Gone Wild on the ZEUS Network was allegedly coerced into having sex with the network CEO with promises of making her a star, according to a bombshell new lawsuit. Jaden Brown, who made a splash on the first season of the popular series, accused Lemmy of sexual harassment and wrongful termination and documents obtained by the California Post. The suit also named the suit also named the ZEUS Networks as a defendant. Lemmy, who was credited as an executive producer on Baddies. Brown alleged that in March of 2023, when she was 19, Lemmy propositioned her, telling her he would hire her for Baddies if she had sex with him, according to the lawsuit. The complaint further alleges that Lemmy repeatedly coerced Brown into having sex throughout 2023 and 2024. During their encounters, he allegedly told her that she had a great personality for Baddies and would be a star on the show. Brown auditioned and was offered the role January of 2025. The next month, just days before shooting started, Lemmy allegedly coerced her into having sex again and signed an NDA about their relationship, according to the lawsuit. Plummer allegedly coerced her into sex again in March of 2025, this time while she was intoxicated, according to the documents. When plaintiff told defendant Plummer that she was on her menstrual cycle to avoid having sex, he asked to see proof and continued to pressure her until she complied. What? Lemmy was having unprotected sex with several other cast members on the show, Brown alleged. Lemmy again coerced plaintiff into having sex with him despite plaintiff's protest. Realizing the harassment would not stop, plaintiff refused to continue with her audition and refused to see Lemmy again during the audition for season 2 in January of 2026, according to the lawsuit. The ZEUS Network is a subscription streaming platform featuring stars including Blac Chyna, Ray J, and Nick Cannon. Lemmy co-created the network and has said that he learned the television business from his parents, who own 3 Detroit TV stations. Lemmy also previously dated ZEUS host Janisa John and recently welcomed a daughter with his partner, Scotty Ryan, a ZEUS star. Their pregnancy was heavily documented by the network in the series Scotty with a Baby. In her lawsuit, Brown claims that she has suffered lost earnings, missed casting opportunities, career setbacks, and emotional distress. She is seeking damages to be determined by a jury. The ZEUS Network did not immediately return for a comment. You know what I'm saying? So then, Lemmy has responded. So this is courtesy of the Shade Room. So it says, Lemmy responds after Baddies Gone Wild cast member files a lawsuit alleging sexual assault and wrongful termination. Lemmy is speaking out after Baddies Gone Wild star member Jaden Brown filed a lawsuit accusing him of coercing her into intercourse by allegedly promising to make her a star. In a lengthy Instagram statement, the ZEUS Network CEO denies the allegations and shared alleged text messages between the two that he says provide additional context surrounding their relationship. So he says he took to the Instagram to respond, And he says in his statement that he met Brown in 2023 shortly after his previous relationship ended and insisted their relationship began as a friendship. According to Lemmy, Brown repeatedly reached out about joining ZEUS and asked her about Baddies Gone Wild audition. I consistently told her what I tell everyone. If you want an opportunity at ZEUS, you have to audition and earn it through the same casting process as everyone else. Lemmy, did Clarissa Shields have to audition? Did Clarissa have to audition? Lemmy also claimed that Brown was not initially selected for the cast and considered only after another cast member withdrew shortly before production. According to him, the production team approved bringing her onto the show because of the unexpected vacancy, not because he promised her a role. Lemmy claimed Brown began making legal threats after she was not selected for a later season, right? So the full message that it says is that I met her in 2023, shortly after his previous relationship ended. Our relationship began as a friendship, not a business. There were no conversations about Baddie, ZEUS, employment, or me hiring her. As ZEUS continued to grow, she began repeatedly expressing her interest in joining the network, and before and after auditioning, repeatedly followed up asking whether I'd watched her audition, whether she would be cast, and when she would receive an answer. I consistently told her what I tell everyone. If you want an opportunity at ZEUS, you have to audition and earn it through the same casting process as everyone else. I also made it clear I want to keep a friendship and a business separate because the repeated conversations about being casted were becoming a turnoff. Friendship never guaranteed employment, and employment was never a condition of friendship. Those were always two separate things. I never promised her a role, guaranteed her employment, or promised her fame or success. She was not originally selected for the cast. Only after another cast member withdrew shortly before production did I suggest she be considered, and the production team ultimately approved bringing her onto the show. That decision was made because there was an unexpected vacancy, not because of any promise or obligation. Later, after she was not selected for a subsequent season, the nature of our communications changed and legal threats were raised. I made it clear that our friendship meant more to me than any business opportunity, and that any professional relationship would only happen in appropriate legal agreements in place to protect both parties. She mutually agreed and signed, and so did I. I categorically deny the allegations against me. I also have additional communications and evidence that, in my view, provide important context to the full timeline and will speak for themselves when the appropriate time comes. I intend to vigorously defend my reputation and pursue any legal remedies that my attorneys determine are appropriate, including claims for defamation if supported by the facts and the law. And then Lemmy also shared text messages. Alongside with the statement, Lemmy shared 20 screenshots of what he says are text messages exchanged between him and Brown. The messages appear to show Brown asking about audition updates and checking on Lemmy during the California wildfires. Other screenshots appear to show Lemmy telling Brown that repeatedly contacting him about baddies was pushing him away. One exchange appears to show Brown apologizing after sending a message that read, "You'll hear from my attorneys," and asking him to disregard it. Lemmy ended his statement by denying Brown's allegations. He said that he has additional evidence that provides more context. He also said he plans to defend himself through the legal process. Brown has not publicly responded to Lemmy's statement or the alleged text messages that he has shared, you guys. So here's the thing, and I'm going to say the same thing as it pertains to Tyler Perry, and that is to not SHIT where you eat. Do not SHIT where you eat. I don't know what's true or not regarding these allegations, but I will say that there have been multiple women, including previously Hazeline, who has walked back her allegations apparently and did a sit down with Lemmy, and they had to say right at the top, oh, there was no money exchange, and it was giving alleged money was exchanged. But my thing is, why do these stories keep happening? And why is Lemmy, he's got his Google alert notifications on immediately to have a statement ready to go? Well, that's my question. Why does this keep happening? Why do these women keep coming forward for various issues with the ZEUS network? And my thing is, too, why allegedly, Lemmy, are you getting entangled with the talent? Why are you allegedly getting entangled with the talent, having babies with the talent, and all of this and all of that? And there was other people that were making allegations about some STDs and some other stuff. Like, it gets to a point. It's almost as if you're not casting the baddies to put on an actual show. You're casting for yourself. Kind of the same foolishness that happened with Ray J and Love Cabin, where he was lusting after a few of the female stars of the show and ended up with the Kim Kardashian Tamu version. Like, are you trying to put together a good show for the audience? Or are you trying to put together a Rolodex for your own personal pleasure? And then whatever pillow talking you were doing with these ladies, something goes left or they end up no longer on the show. And then we got to hear about all of this and all of that. But I just don't understand, Lemmy. You know what I'm saying? Like why you can't find anybody to date or entangle yourself with that is not a part of any of your shows on the ZEUS network. Because it sounds like to me, and again, I don't know what did or didn't happen based off of what they're saying, but it sounds like to me, Lemmy is throwing around this success from the ZEUS network, getting female attention he's never got before, from women that in the looks department were out of his league. And it would not surprise me if he was kicking a little nonsense to them and telling them all a bunch of lies, that he could make them a star, he could turn them into the next baddie star and all of this and all of that. But then if everything has to be on his terms, there has to be an NDA. Why does there need to be an NDA if there's nothing going on? You know what I mean? If there's nothing going on, why would there need to be an NDA? Right? And then and I'm sure he tells all these people that he can make them a star. I'm sure he does all that. That's a part of the pickup line. That's a part of the game. But ultimately, the lawsuit's going to have to prove in court whether or not there was SA and coercion as well. I find it interesting Lemmy ran to the Instagrammies with a statement and leaked text messages versus consulting with his attorneys and letting the lawsuit play out. I found that pretty interesting. But again, don't SHIT where you eat, and we wouldn't be having to deal with this. Why can't you remain a level of professionalism? If it's about casting for baddies or any of your other shows, keep it at that. Why is there correspondence taking place to where these people have your personal cell phone numbers and are texting you back and forth and having all these conversations? Because it's giving that you are giving these women some type of energy that goes beyond the scope of any type of professional relationship. And it sounds like once something doesn't work out with whatever the nature of the relationship is, all of a sudden their contract is cut from being on one of your shows. And then all HELL breaks loose and we get a story like this. But again, don't SHIT where you eat and you would not be having these issues. It's simple as that. Same thing with Tyler Perry. Don't SHIT where you eat. Why are we texting people after hours, after filming has wrapped up for a TV show or a movie? You know what I'm saying? Why are you giving money to people that are dealing with their own issues because they can't get any roles that have nothing to do with the Tyler Perry production? Why allegedly was somebody at your house and all of this and all of that? Like, all of this could be avoided, you know what I'm saying, if y'all had discipline. If y'all had discipline and understood the assignment of what y'all trying to do. But the problem is, separately, ZEUS Network is on a campaign to destroy, you know what I'm saying, the perception and reputation of several black people at once, of just thinking everybody is cussing people out every day and just fighting and pulling each other's wigs off and all this and all that. That's the environment that he has set up. So now that people know that he also dabbles in with the talent in his personal life, it's the same thing. As long as you follow Lemmy's rules, everything's going to be Gucci. But if you somehow end up no longer on the show or no longer entangled with him, all HLL is going to break loose, and here come the lawsuits. So you have to ask yourself, are you going to keep making the same decision over and over and over again to entangle with the talent, to them having personal access to contact you whenever they want to? And then if you get sick of them or something is quote unquote a turnoff, because if you're not romantically involved, why would anything be a turnoff? You know what I mean? So if that is the case, again, it's giving, you got to do X, Y, and Z for me. You got to play by these set of rules. And if you don't, you're not going to be on my show. You're not going to get a check. And you have the power to blackball people. Because again, you are a network executive at the end of the day. So you can block any of these people from being on other networks that have reality shows. But how many stories of these about Lemmy are we going to have to hear about before people to start take it seriously? And how is it he immediately is right by his phone with the statement already prepared the moment the stuff hits the blogs? You know what I mean? Nobody finds that sus? That every time that there's always something, there's always a story like this about Lemmy, and he immediately has got a rebuttal. So is everyone lying, or are you just trying to protect yourself and protect the network? So nonetheless, that is it for this video. I want to hear from y'all what y'all think. Do you believe the accuser in the lawsuit? Do you believe Lemmy? Do you agree? Stop SHITing at where you eat. You know what I'm saying? Stop messing with the talent at your jobs. Keep everything professional, and none of this would be going down. But some of y'all are acting like y'all have never seen attractive people in your life before. Or you've never seen people with a certain type of look or a certain type of aesthetic before, or you feel like you're doing your big one because you couldn't get this in high school. That's what it feels like to me. And it feels like now you got all this money, you want to be out here in the wild. Y'all are acting like how some of these athletes be acting. Like I don't understand it. And then y'all wonder why y'all get caught up. And people start filing lawsuits. People start doing complaints against you. Because you are SHITing where you're eating. So nonetheless, that is it for this video. Do me the biggest favor, and that is to hype the video, please. There is that. That is it. That is all. It's todos es final. It's finito. It's the end of the road. It's the end of the line for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.